Hi there, and thanks for watching this introductory video about MethodQ, my newest submission to the Unity Asset Store. I initially developed this solution for myself, for my own projects basically, and a good friend of mine told me that it was actually good enough to be shared with others. And since I'm not that kind of a person, I am more than glad to share these pieces of code with other developers. So, without any further ado, let me explain what MethodQ is and whether you need it or not. MethodQ is a super simple, lightweight API to delay method calls. That's it. What it does is create a queue for any function call with up to 3 generically defined parameters. Since the entire source code is provided when you buy and install MethodQ, you can add as many parameters as you want with a simple interface implementation. But by default, MethodQ.add accepts 3 generic parameters. But for that, there will be a specific tutorial video. I find it important that these kinds of assets ship with their original full source code, such that they are 100% extensible and maintainable, especially by developers who are better than me. Compiling the thing into a DLL is just nasty. It's not the approach to take in these scenarios, if you ask me. I mean, it's one thing to protect encryption related stuff, but for this scenario, hiding the code is basically counterproductive, which is why I actually promote the extension and modification of my code, adapting it to your needs. Now, if you have situations where you would like to just delay one simple thing for a few seconds, or have decent control over the timing of the stuff that is happening in your projects, MethodQ is for you. You can add method calls to a queue with customized delays, change them after they have been added, remove them, thus cancelling their invocation, change their parameters or signature, and so on. It's really simple, and it's no secret that there's a dictionary doing most of the work behind the scenes. But the thing is, with MethodQ, you get one standardized way to achieve time control in your code, within minimal lines of code and maximum consistency. I just wound up writing this asset because it disturbed me having to write coroutines for everything, doing essentially almost the same things but with different numbers. Also, the performance cost of starting a coroutine each time is much heavier than just adding the method call to a queue, where it will be invoked in a central way. You can have as many method queues in your scene as you want, but just be aware that each queue comes with the cost of one single coroutine. And speaking of my own experience, that is pretty much neglectable. I hope that you like the idea behind this asset, and with this, let's get started with this tutorial series where I will explain how to use this asset.